All right, let's continue then with coverage related to that. A delegation of officials is visiting Jagersfontein in the Free State this afternoon. It's the scene of a mine dam collapse and flooding earlier on today. And Imtiaz Sooliman of the Gift of the Givers joins me now for a conversation as far as their response is concerned. Dr. Sooliman, good afternoon and thank you for your time. So you've done an initial assessment of the humanitarian needs, and I've just been reading out the numbers as they are coming in from Minister Gwede Mantashe, but I imagine that you are getting a clearer picture of what the humanitarian needs look like. What do they look like?
Good afternoon, Thulasizwe. Yes, what is being mentioned at the moment is the number of houses destroyed and the number of people missing. Yes, three definitely from the police. We got three bodies were found. And from the police drivers, a fourth person was caught up in the sludge. Yes, so minimum 4 definitely gone. And a family of a mother and 3 children apparently were missing. And then, of course, the houses that are damaged and the houses that have been washed away. But other than that, my interest was, how many people live in the area? And I've been told that, it's a few thousand people that live in the area. And they're all equally affected. There's no water. There's not a drop of drinking water anywhere. The water, there's no water to drink, so water has become a big need right now, the primary need. The electricity is not working, the ESCOM areas have been affected. The cell phone networks are not working. That's a problem. And people need shelter, they need blankets, they need mattresses, they need food items in bulk to cook the hot meals. So those are the main items immediately required. We just don't know how many people are going to come for assistance directly, because everybody hasn't been reached, everybody hasn't been moved away, everybody hasn't been evacuated. But for now, it seems that the people are safe from the disaster management people who I've spoken to. The head of the disaster, Marcus Butler, and Justin Colbert, they're also my team members. They work for Free State Disaster, but they also Gift for the Givers team members. And they said now there's no further movement of the mud. The dam is empty, the mud is out. So there's no risk for the mud anymore. The only risk is of people caught up in the mud, and they said the mud is chin high. So if anybody's caught in that, very unlikely they will survive. And the humanitarian needs mentioned by them, by farmers in the area, by the church group, by community members, and there's a lady who lives higher up who saw everything happening, says the main items are what I've mentioned. Bottled water, food, blankets, mattresses. Those are the most essential items, and that's what we already started packing, and some of our vehicles are already on the way to Jagersfontein.
Yeah, in fact, tell us a bit more about that work to try and get your supply lines moving, understanding the urgency of the situation.
That's the reason we are moving so fast. In Graaff-Reinet, they already packed, it's 3 hours, 30 minutes from Jagersfontein. It'll take a little longer because we may have to divert somewhere along the line. But apparently that road is fine to go through. So, and we're battling to get bottled water now on a Sunday. We've managed to purchase stores in ShopRite in Bethlehem. We've got 4 buckets coming from Bethlehem, carrying bottled water, blankets, and peanut paste, a product that you just open a packet and you eat. It's instant nutrition. It feeds you quickly. It deals with the hunger, and it's fortified. From East London, we have packed mattresses and food items. They already are left to. They're on their way via Graaff-Reinet. In Graaff-Reinet itself, we've got blankets, food items, and managed to purchase some bottled water. That's on the way. And overnight, we'll be busy arranging trucks from Joburg and from Pietermaritzburg, because those are the next 2 big centers that's closest to Jagersfontein compared to our other warehouses. So the other 2 warehouses are busy packing the same items, again, lots of bottled water, and also clothes. We've been told that a lot of people don't have any clothes anymore. The clothes have been affected. So we're even packing clothes from the Pietermaritzburg warehouse and all the other items from Joburg warehouse too.
Will part of your response involve what you typically do in situations where there have been earthquakes and the likes and natural disasters? What I'm asking is, will you have an element that has to do with medical response to boost the situation as far as officials are concerned? But also I'm thinking about search and rescue, which is one of the areas that are a part of your specialty.
We asked on that from the beginning. They're quite capable at the moment.
Right, I don't know what happened there. For some reason, we seem to have lost the connection to Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman of the Gift of the Givers, but we had gotten as much as we could from him, just outlining their response to that situation in Jagersfontein.